What's up, Riverside students? All right, so to start the night, we have an amazing game called 4 on the Floor. So the game, you're gonna have a max number of feet/hands that are on the ground, and you're gonna be in groups of 4, so like 4 high school guys versus 4 high school girls versus 4 middle school guys, 4 middle school girls. And the first one to do the position that is on the screen gets a point, and the winning team gets candy, like Swedish fish. So you want to win. So if you guys want to play, find a group of 4 and raise your hand. Jackie and Jordy can pick groups.
Okay. So like 4 middle school girls, 4 middle school boys, 4 high school boys, 4 middle school, high school girls, etc. All right, right here, middle school. We have middle school girls, so.
Okay.
Groups of 4.
There's also Reese's.
Also Reese's.
So raise your hand if you want to play. If not,
Back there.
All right, get a group of 4 middle school boys. All right, we got high school girls.
We need high school boys.
All right, we need a group of 4 high school boys. Raise your hand if you want to play.
I'm looking at this group right here, 4 of you.
Come on, Shawnee, you know you want to play. What?
If any high school leaders want to come up too and earn candy and automatically become the cool leader, they're welcome to do it too. All right, I see 2 coming up. Need 2 more. And then high school girls, you're really gonna let the boys beat you? All right.
We got 4.
Oh yeah, Coulson. He's a high schooler. All right, we got our group of 4 boys.
He's like the coolest high schooler.
Now we just need high school girls. Oh, over there?
All right, we're good.
Oh, then we're good. All right, everyone needs to come up on the stage, and
Everybody
then
on
we'll
stage.
start the game.
Is that the coolest high school guy I know? Coulson?
So it's on the board. It's on the board that the instructions.
On stage, guys, come on.
All right. Now, Jordy's going to be watching 2 teams over here, and then do you guys want to go on that side? And Jack, you can watch them too.
All right, guys.
Yeah. And then you guys just want to do what it says on the screen. So we can start with a practice round. So
5 feet and 2 hands in total have to be on the ground.
So have 5 feet on the ground, 2 hands on the ground.
So your entire group can, your entire group can only have 5 feet on the ground between your group and 2 hands. So think about the way you want to carry your friend, or you can, if you want to like kind of do a wheelbarrow and hold on to each other. Yeah, and then see who can do it first. Yep. So just count it up between you guys.
Wait, what?
Right here.
They got it.
They got it first.
They got it. All right, you guys got it first. Practice round. All right. All right, next one. 3 feet and 5 hands on the ground. Go quick. Quickly. Okay, they got it. All right, there we go. Now they got it.
All right, they got it.
High school guys get a point. Now, 6 feet in one hand.
One hand.
That's. There we go. They got it again. So they got 2 points.
All right, next one.
4 feet and 4 hands. There we go. All right, they won. High school guys won. You guys can come up and get a Swedish fish.
All right.
Thanks for playing, everyone. All right, let's give them a round of applause. And next up, if you have your physical Bible with you, you can hold it up. And if you have it, you can come on up and get a Swedish fish or a Reese's.
Sorry, Danny. Sorry, Danny.
All right, now who's ready for some announcements?
Announcement time.
Okay. So last week we had our summer kickoff. And we had a total of 316 people, students come, and we had 15 total yes decisions, 13 at Big Lake and 2 at Sauk Rapids.
All right, so our summer series that kicked off last week is a reset. And after this summer, we have a half-hour block going till 9 o'clock that we have something fun every week. And this week, we have ice cream sundaes after a small group. Going along with reset, let's reset a few of our bad habits that we've come across. So during the message, let's try not to be talking or be on our phones, and try not to go to the bathroom because it's distracting to the people trying to pay attention.
All right, and next up, on your note card, if you flip to the back, you can see the summer calendar. This summer is gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to seeing all y'all's there. It's gonna be amazing. You can see what the schedule is gonna be like, and I hope to see y'all's there every single week this summer. It's gonna be great. All right. And next up, we have the Box of Fun.
Box of fun!
If you have a birthday in June, come on up to Jackie or Jordy. Line on up.
June birthdays, come up on the stage.
All right, Jack, kick it off.
All right, when's your birthday?
June 20th.
Left or right?
Left.
What's your name?
Kate.
Left, right.
Left.
When's your birthday?
June 20th,
All right, left or right?
left.
What's your name?
Cassandra.
Left or right?
Right.
Spider-Man thingy. There you go.
All right, when's your birthday?
June 24th.
Left or right?
Left.
What's your name?
Callie.
Left or right?
Left.
All right, when's your birthday?
June 25th.
All right, left or right?
Right.
Carnival Philippine mix. There you go.
What's your name?
Isaac.
Left or right?
Left.
Pepperoni pizza combo.
All right, when's your birthday?
June 23rd.
Left or right?
Right.
What's your name?
Logan.
Left or right?
Right.
What's your name?
Garrett.
Left or right?
Left.
Any more June birthdays?
Bilbin. What's your name?
Bilbin.
Left or right?
Left.
Let's give a round of applause to our June birthdays.
One more.
Oh.
All right, what's your name?
Raul.
When's your birthday?
June 29th.
Right or left?
Left.
Frosted Flakes training. Here you go.
All right, let's sing happy birthday to the June birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Ebo.
Happy birthday to you.
Good job, guys. Nice singing voices.
All right, thank you so much, guys. I've got something to just quickly remind you of in case you missed it. Ready? Box Fun music's still going. I feel majestic. This is a majestic moment. Just a quick reminder, if you guys cannot get up and go to the bathroom during music, during the message, go now if you gotta go. But otherwise, we're gonna get ready to sing a song here. So let's do it. Come on.
Welcome, Riverside students. If you're not standing, will you stand up and worship with us?
I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was I met you. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul, and now your freedom is all that I know. The old made new, Jesus, when I met you. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing, now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, shout it out, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you that it's Wednesday night, and thank you that we get to gather together here and worship you. And please help Tony to know what to say, and please help his message to go smoothly. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, well, hey, just in a moment, guys, we're going to play a video to kind of get us ready for our message. A couple quick things, though. Right now, Trish and the guest services team, they're going to be passing out to you all a piece of paper. This is meant for you to fill it out rather quickly and turn it in. We're going to be doing something here once a month all summer long. We're doing basically a late night breakfast and Bible study. It's going to be happening on Sunday nights when it happens. It's going to happen in a couple weeks, so not this Sunday, but in a little while, like in a week and a half, I think it is. It's on your calendar. But we would love for you to determine the topics that we study. So it's from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. It might be a little late for some of you. That's totally fine. But for those of you who want to come, we're going to be meeting in one of those two spaces behind us, either the family room or the cafe, and basically just serving you up some breakfast. Lonnie's going to cook some pancakes. We're going to have toppings. It's going to be lots of maple syrup, all the maple syrup you want. If you're like, I can't eat pancakes, we'll find some solution for you. Don't worry about it. We will feed you food. But the purpose is just to kind of eat some carbs and study the Bible together, really. So, but we would love for that to be a community kind of thing, meaning like it's not going to be a message. I'm not going to be teaching as much as I'm just going to try to gather some structure for us to have just a study that night. And we would love for you and anybody that you have in your life who has questions about God or these topics to just come on out. So right now, what I'd like for you to do is to fill out on that piece of paper coming your way, what's the topic, or what are a couple of topics? You're like, I think it would be great if we can do a Bible study on blank, because people tell me all the time, whatever, and therefore I'd like to know what the Bible actually says. Or sometimes people maybe will deconstruct. They'll take what the Bible says and they'll say, it actually doesn't say that. And now you're like, well, wait, does it or doesn't it? And so we're gonna look at all sides of all the issues. Whatever you want us to talk about, fill it out. It's anonymous, so don't worry about like writing your name on it. We just would love for you to fill it out in these next couple of minutes, and then we'll collect those just in a couple of minutes. Also, as you're working on that, just again, a quick reminder tonight, we do have sermon notes for you, and we would love for you to be able to take notes. If God lays other notes on your heart, by all means do that, but we do have those there for you to use. If you are one of our new 6th grade friends, welcome, by the way, to Riverside students, if you're one of our new 6th grade friends. If this is your first time with us, if you couldn't make our other times, or you couldn't make summer kickoff, or maybe you did, but you've not yet gotten one of our Riverside students binders, tell us tonight, come to me tonight personally and say, hey, I didn't get a binder, I'm a new 6th grader. We will get that for you because we want you to have a space to put your notes after you take them. And so those are our gift to you guys. Other than that, we're gonna jump here into our message. Our series is called Reset. While this is up here and you're filling that out, just open up to what God might want to share with you tonight. Here we go.
Dear generation, how do you feel? Do you feel the angst of unfulfilled potential? That your action can lead to real change? Who's willing to risk for a future that is not yet? Or bet their life not on the promise of the world, but on the promise of Jesus? Who believes that prayer has real power and that the Bible is our source of truth? Who's willing to live on mission as a calling, not as an option? Who believes the need is so great that we cannot look away? There's a reason you feel that way. You were made for a vision bigger than you. Dear generation, you were made for more.
All right, you can keep working on that. Keep working on that form there. There we go. And I would, in a few moments, like to have a conversation with somebody. So I'm just getting ready for this. Our series is called Reset. And I want you to think about what reset means. Tell somebody next to you what you think reset means. Reset. What does reset mean to you? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now, one more little heads up. Tonight, right now, you know, some of you guys know that we stream this on Facebook and we stream this on YouTube while we're doing this. So if you ever are missing a night, you can totally tune in and check it out. But right now, our Sauk Rapids campus is watching us here right now. They're tuning in for the message. Let's say hello to Sauk Rapids. Really excited to have them here. So we're going to be doing some stuff here tonight. I might occasionally reference Sauk Rapids for some stuff. But here, just in this space right now, I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody who's willing to have a conversation. I'm going to tell you what it's about, okay? It's a very simple question. What matters to you? What matters to you? Now, I want to give you a little like, tag on this. Not the heavy stuff, the lighter stuff, the fun stuff. So if you're like, I love Pokemon, okay, this is what we're, like the Pokemon category, not, I'm going to tell you about my politics. We're not looking for political conversations tonight. This is just, for now, just the top level of stuff. We'll get into the other stuff as we go on. But for now, I'm looking for somebody to come on up here. I would like to speak to a high schooler and a middle schooler. So we're going to do 2 of these conversations. And you have to turn to your small group leader, and if your small group leader says, go on up, and you're the first middle school student to come on up. We're doing middle school first. Oh, look at this. Well, all right. This was stacking the deck right here. Okay. All right, we're on the green mic. Come on, come sit right here. That's great. Okay, fun. All right, so, hi.
Hi,
Tell us your name.
I'm Johanna Miles.
Johanna Miles, I seem to know you. All right, this is great. This is my daughter. So I didn't know you were coming up. So I'm just very interested. So for about 60 seconds, I would love for you to tell us what matters to you. Again, anything at that fun, hobby, interest level. So go for it.
My stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals. Tell us about your stuffed animals.
I have a lot of them.
What kind are they mostly?
That's hard to pick.
Well, Beanie Boos for the most part, right? Yeah, okay, lots of Beanie Boos. Tell us about your interest in animals. Why do you like animals?
They fascinate me, and I think baby animals are very cute.
Baby animals are very cute. When is the last time you had a chance to pet an animal outside of your home?
Well, we went to that zoo, and I pet a baby kangaroo.
We did go to the zoo. What zoo was that? That was in Wisconsin Dells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you pet a baby kangaroo. Tell us about the baby kangaroo.
It was inside its mom's pouch, and just its ears were sticking out, so
Yes.
I got to pet it.
Yeah, if you go to Wisconsin Dells, there's like this really cool safari zoo, and they have an area where you can sit down with kangaroos, and one of them had a little baby like in her pouch, sticking out, and we had a chance to hang out with that, so that was pretty cool. All right, anything else that interests you, that like what matters to you?
Art. I like creating art and doing crafts.
Cool, fun, awesome, I love it. Thank you so much for coming on up, wonderful. High schooler, come on up. High schooler, talk to your small group leader, you send them on up. Ava, you're here. Oh, Ava's here. Okay, wonderful. Cool. All right, just so you know, we're gonna do this again with a middle school guy and a middle school, and a high school guy. A middle school guy and a high school guy. So start loading up. All right, hi Ava, tell us your name.
Hi, I'm Ava.
Yeah, I always like to say that's great. And Ava, what matters to you? Tell us about it.
Well, Maddie Walsh and I share an interest of Legos.
Legos. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. You just got a lot of cool points right there. So, what kind of Legos? Because there are lots of types of Legos.
Specifically the ones that comes in sets. I cannot do just freestyle Legos. That's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Not my thing.
The last set you either received or bought, what was it?
A Lotus, the green car.
Okay.
They're not big. They're probably like 5 inches long.
Yeah.
They're little supercars.
So you get a box of Legos, and then what happens? Is it like you're locking yourself in the room, or what happens?
Yeah, I usually finish it. Well, I don't really get the big ones. I haven't gotten like a huge one yet, but
Yeah.
the littler ones I'll do in like one sitting.
Okay. Has anybody given you a hard time about liking Legos?
No.
Okay, because Legos are pretty cool. So, all right, fun. And if you could have any Lego set that cost $1 gazillion and you know you'll never buy it, but if you could have it, do you have your eye on a set like the dream
The
set?
Coliseum.
Ah, that's a good one.
It's
That's a
like
good one.
$600.
Yes, for sure. Okay, cool. All right, thank you so much, Ava. Appreciate that. Wonderful. Let's go to for Ava. Okay, let's do 2 more here, and let's do a middle school guy. Middle school guy. Do we have one who wants to come up and just answer the question? What matters to you? I can't see. Lights are in my face. So small group leaders, you send them on up if you see them. Going once on the middle school guys. Going twice on the middle school guys. Send them up if they are coming up. And that is it on the middle school guys. High school guy. Who's got a high school guy? Come on up. Whoever the high school guy is. Come on up. Right here. Awesome. Cool. Wonderful. Sweet. There you go. All right. Tell us your name.
Andrew.
Andrew. Say hi, Andrew. Hi. Wonderful. Andrew, what matters to you?
A lot of food.
A lot of food. So how so?
Huh?
How so? How does food matter to you?
I really like it.
That's good. That's good. What made you think that's what matters to me? That's my interest. Like, do you like Chinese food? Do you like Mexican? Like, what about food do you enjoy? Yeah, cooking it. What?
Eating it. Sometimes eating it can make me happy.
Okay. So if somebody were to say, Andrew, here is an all-day pass to Golden Corral. You can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. Huge buffet. You'd be a happy guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you're eating food, let's just say you're at a buffet like Golden Corral, you're eating food, where do you go first? Do you go to the healthy stuff first? Do you go to the meats, the carbs? What do you do?
Meat.
Yeah? Okay, that's good. Fine. And if people were to say he's known for really liking what kind of food is that?
Chicken.
Chicken. Okay. Fine. Awesome. Anything else you want to share?
No.
Awesome. Cool. All right, Andrew, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Come on up. Wonderful. All right. Real quick, take 30 seconds on this. Tell somebody next to you what matters to you. Answer this to your neighbor. What matters to you? Same category of thought here. Ten seconds. And time. I want to share with you guys a quote that I think ties all of that together. It's from a guy named C.S. Lewis, and he said this. He said, "Friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, 'What, you too? I thought I was the only one.'" It's a great quote because it really talks a lot about how for many of us, when you hear somebody else say something, maybe somebody who came up on stage and they said, "I'm into food, I'm into Legos, I'm into stuffed animals," and you were like, "Yes, me too." Oh, you feel like you've bonded with that person, even if you don't know them, just over that one little bit of data. Because we all long for connection. We long to hear somebody else's story in our own, and we love to hear our story in somebody else's. We all long for connection. Can you put that slide up? And part of that is because for many of us, as we think about what it means to do life, what it means to go through this life on our own, we wonder if anybody else is as weird as we are. And the truth is, yes and no. We're all weird in a very unique way. And God made us with this pretty cool creativity. He is the creator, and everything about so many of us is so amazing. And yet there are times where there are broken versions of who we are, which is kind of how we start at this world. Like we go through life trying to figure out who did God actually make us to be versus who have we concluded we are today. I've concluded that I am many things over the years. And then with a little bit more God and truth and a little bit more time and a lot of openness on my part, I begin to realize my conclusions were short-sighted. God has a much better understanding of who I am. And I need those moments of connection. In fact, I'm going to give you 3 categories that we long for connection in. The first is relationships. We all long for relationships in some capacity. We want people in our life that we are going to be able to have some sort of personal connection with. We feel alone, and so we want a friend. Or we feel we have an interest in something. Again, something could be something super shallow, could be something really big and deep. And we want people who are around us who are willing to go, I also have an advocacy for that. I believe in that thing as well. There are a lot of us who one day would hope to have a forever somebody in our life, somebody we would be in a dating relationship with and be married to and go on and build a family with. And so we long for relationships in a lot of different ways. Also, we long for truth. We long for truth. We all long for a connection with truth. And this is where relationships are really important because we want to make sure that the relationships we're building are actually not just built on shallow things, but are built on something actual. It's super easy to build relationships on many, 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 many interests. But when you go all in and you say, hey, we are going all in on truth together, we long for a connection to truth. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people wonder, there's all kinds of claims in the world. A lot of people wonder if truth can even be figured out. I was at a store recently, and I was walking by this gentleman in particular, and he said, you gotta try this. You gotta try this. These are the best butter cookies in the world. The best butter cookies in the world. So I bought them. Apparently, these right here are the best butter cookies in the world. Now, a man standing outside of Five Below, I'm sure he has all the authority in the world to tell me what the best butter cookies in the world are. So, Sauk Rapids, you've got a batch of these too. I'm looking for a couple people to come up and tell me if you would agree with this gentleman that these are, in fact, the best butter cookies in the world. So again, Sauk Rapids, right now, have at it. The best butter cookies in the world. I'm going to let you make a little line. Please don't grab many cookies. You know, like you're like the claw at the arcade. Just go down, fish for one, pull it out, okay? Here we go. I'm putting the butter cookies out. Are they, in fact, just grab one. Just grab one. Hang on. Make a line. Are they, in fact, the best butter cookies in the world? Okay. Taking little bits and pieces right here. It's up to you to eat the whole thing or share it with a buddy. That's up to you. Are they, in fact, the best butter cookies in the world? That is it. Okay, thank you so much. All right, fun. Now, have at it, Sauk Rapids. Everybody who got a cookie, go on and eat it. I do believe, I think he said there's no eggs in this, so if you have allergies, you should be all right, but that's according to this man. I did not check the ingredients. But this man said they're the best butter cookies in the world. Has everybody eaten their cookie so far? They got a cookie? Okay. Now, raise your hand if you ate a cookie and you know without a shadow of a doubt, out of all the butter cookies that ever have existed and ever will exist, that this cookie you just ate is the best butter cookie in the world. Raise your hand if you would say it absolutely, positively is. A couple of you in the back. Okay. How many of you ate a cookie and you're like, I don't know if it's the best butter cookie in the world? Raise your hand. Yeah. How many of you are like, no, I know it is not, absolutely not the best butter cookie in the world because my mom can make some butter cookies, and when my mom makes butter cookies, you don't want, okay, great. Now, raise your hand if you didn't get a cookie. Raise your hand if you didn't get a cookie. Okay, a lot of you didn't get a cookie. So all you have to go on right now is the claims of other people around you and this man who actually has a really cool cookie outfit. I like the man's cookie outfit. He's pretty cool. I suspect actually, this is just me. I suspect he was a Christian. After he and I got to talking a little bit, I'm like, okay, he's got some Jesus in his language. That was kind of cool. But anyway, here's what I know. I know that he was a compelling salesman. I thought, why not? I'm going to buy it. And I figured I'd let you all be the judges. Apparently here, at least 2 or 3 of you said best butter cookie ever has existed, will exist in the history of the world. Sauk Rapids, I don't know, take your poll right now. But here's what I know. I know that I know it's empty, and all I got are crumbs. And so here's the truth. Here's the truth. All I have are crumbs. This is what's true of a lot of us. There are a lot of claims around us about what truth is and isn't, and all we got are crumbs. And we go, well, sure, why not? Because we got some crumbs, and we think we're experts on life because we got some crumbs. So, we all long for truth. We also all long for purpose. We all long to have a sense that we are actually living life on purpose. Purpose is the P right there. So, purpose. We want to know that we are living life with intention for a greater purpose. This is why our friendships really, really matter. So tonight, we're going to talk about 2 topics. We're going to talk about the foundation of your life, and we're going to talk about the friends in your life that either take you toward it or take you away from it. And to be honest, sometimes we have friends in the middle who neutralize us. Like, they're not bad friends, but they just sort of neutralize us. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. This is what it says in Proverbs chapter 18:24. One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. This is saying that it is possible for you to have friends in your life that are so unreliable that you actually come to ruin. You don't have support, you don't have truth, you don't have friends helping you figure out your purpose, and you come to ruin because of it. But every once in a while, you will find a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And this, by the way, hints at how later Jesus would come and do this in our lives as well. So we all long for connection, but here's the truth. We settle for PEEPS. We settle for PEEPS. We long for connection, but we settle for PEEPS. So again, Sauk Rapids, we've got a little stash for you as well. There are lots of different kinds of PEEPS. This one here is the original donut shop coffee PEEPS. And I'm just gonna call these social peeps. Stay in your chairs, okay. I'm just gonna call these social peeps because for a lot of us, we like having people we can socialize with. A lot of people bond over coffee. Hey, let's go get some caribou. You wanna get some caribou? Let's go get some caribou. Right? I'm not disrespecting it, but what I'm saying is a lot of our friendships depend on a warm beverage, it feels like. And then there are others who are like, I don't do caribou. Let's go to Monty Nutrition. And you go to Monty Nutrition, right? That's the place to be these days. And so what I want to point out to you is a lot of times when you get together with a friend for coffee, there's really no purpose to it. I'm not saying that's bad, but what happens when you don't have purpose, when you get together with friends and you don't have like a strategy for that time or an intention for that time, is you're just there enjoying each other's company, which sounds great. But here's what happens. Eventually, in the process of socializing, you start to talk about things and people that aren't around. And so I think we have friends in our life who, for all the right reasons, we socialize with, but when we get together with them, we begin to gossip. We begin to tell stories about how we feel about this person or that situation, and we do it over coffee or food, so it's social, it seems to be fine, but here's what we're doing. We are creating friendships for the sole purpose of gossiping and floating about topics. Now, maybe you don't do this at all. Maybe you are absolutely perfect, and when you get together with friends to socialize, you don't gossip at all, you don't talk about people who aren't there, you don't whine about the world. If so, awesome. But a lot of people do. So I'm gonna give you a couple scriptures here to make sure that it says in 1 Corinthians 10, it says, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. When you get together with people to socialize, do it for the glory of God. It says, like, when you're drinking, when you get together to drink something, caribou, Monty, whatever, to drink with people, when you get together to eat ice cream with people, do it for the glory of God, not just because you want to vent. The problem with venting is it's a lot of hot air. I'll let that sit for a second. Here's another one. Proverbs 18:8. It says, the words of a whisperer are like delicious morsels. They go down into the inner parts of the body. What this means is that sometimes it's just kind of sweet to socialize. It's like fun to have some social peeps in your life. And gossip starts happening, and you don't shut it down because it kind of sounds really good. Here's one more, James 1:26. If anyone thinks he is religious and does not bridle his tongue, but deceives his heart, this person's religion is worthless. If you can't sit down and let God guide you in a conversation when you're socializing, it says that your religion actually may become worthless because of the spewing of your mouth. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ask somebody, would you like to grow in this area because you know it's a temptation for you? If so, if that's you, I'm gonna put this right here on the stage, and I'm gonna allow somebody to come up and claim it because you're just saying, I'm gonna be honest, it's super easy for me in social situations to I'm tempted to gossip, I'm tempted to let gossip go. I'm just gonna let it sit right there. If you want it, come on up and get it. Ooh, it's honesty moment, isn't it? Oh, you got it? That's you? All right, you got it, buddy, come get it. No, he's got it. All right, that's good. Thank you very much, wonderful. Okay. Now, super cool. Thank you for being honest about that. By the way, if you haven't thought about this, it's kind of what social media is, isn't it? I'm just gonna vent about how I feel and do so without any repercussions. Here's another one. Here's another type of peep we settle for. I'm gonna call these kid peeps. Kid peeps. Remember when you were a kid and you drank nothing but fruit punch? Oh, fruit punch was the best. Fruit punch was the best. And oh no, the fruit punch is gone. That's so bad. I had some fruit punch. I think I sent a bunch to Sauk Rapids. So Sauk Rapids, you might have our fruit punch over there. All right, but fruit punch, here's what's interesting about fruit punch is like when you're a kid, you make a friendship on the playground by just saying, hey, you wanna be friends? And the other kid says, sure. And you've just made your best friend, right? Like for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half hour. And then at the end of the day, you're like, I made a new best friend. And your mom's like, what's their name? I don't know. Like, that's just how it goes. And so I want to just toss this out to you guys. Some of you are friends with certain people because you were friends when you were little and you're just still friends now, okay? I want you to think about that for a second. You were friends when you were little and you're still friends now. Doesn't mean that's bad, but what I want to just point out to you is for a lot of us, our friendships are more built on history than on purpose. History's great, you got a lot of fun memories, but when you get together with those people, you now have to decide, well, we're not playing on the playground, so what will continue to build our friendship? And this is why I like when Jesus was talking to the disciples. He said, hey, let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Belongs to such as these. So what Jesus was saying there is, look, it's okay for kids to come to me. Let kids come to me. Let them actually decide that they want to come to me. Like, it's fun for kids to play, but it's also great when kids come to me. So I want you to think about this right now. Is there somebody in your life that you'd say, you know, I've been friends with this person for a long time, and I don't know if once over the years I've ever really tried to share my faith with them. We're just friends from history. But I've never tried to share the most amazing gift, the most important gift with them ever. I want you to think about who that might be in your life. Who are some of the kid peeps in your life? You've just been friends forever, but you've not cared enough or taken the time or thought to share Jesus with them. I don't have fruit punch peeps, but what I do have is a yellow peep. So if this is you, hang on, listen. Don't just come up because you want a yellow peep. I'm serious. I'm totally serious. If you're like, I can think of a friend and I've not ever really shared Jesus with them and I'm deciding that I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that soon. I'm going to put this peep right here. And likewise, Sauk Rapids, you can grab your fruit punch if you have it. For the same reason. If you're thinking, I know a kid friend and I will choose to soon, very soon, share Jesus with them, you can come on up and grab that if that's you. I'm going to keep going. Who is it? What's their name? Okay, there you go. Super, great, perfect. Awesome. Fun. Thank you. All right, next we have, I'm going to call these party peeps. Party peeps. Party peeps. There are some people, relationships in our lives that we only see at special gatherings. Maybe it's like birthday time and you're like, well, who do we invite to your birthday? I guess we'll invite so-and-so and so-and-so. That's great. Or it's like your cousins that you only see at like family gatherings or reunions. It's these types of people. Here's what's interesting about party peeps is when you're at a party, sometimes you're just sort of stuck there for a long time and you can't leave and you're like a pile of sweat and you're like, can we please go home? And you're just waiting and you're waiting. And so what usually happens is you get into trouble sometimes, right? You're like, I'm bored, let's go do something stupid. And you go do something stupid, you grab a stick and you start hitting rabbits or I don't know, you do something dumb. And so, but here's what's nuts is sometimes the adults are not a lot better than that. I want to read you an interesting passage here. It's talking to adults, but I think there's something really interesting in here. Listen, it says, teach the older men to be temperate, worthy of respect, self-controlled, and sound in faith, in love, and in endurance. Likewise, teach the older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good. Now, when you get together at a party, I don't know if this is what you see, because my experience is at a lot of parties, women are kind of enjoying a little too much wine, and some of the parents, the dads, are being kind of like slanderers. It's not always the case. I've been to a few that like are like this, and I've been to some that are not. I'm just pointing out that when you get together at a party, you have an opportunity, even at that party, even at that sort of one-off gathering, to decide, are we going to be the kind of people that are known for our character or known for just being reckless and known for not caring? So, party peeps. I don't know if anybody has a party coming up anytime soon, but here's what I'd like you to do. I'm putting this out here if you're going, I know that I'm going to be at a party soon, a reunion soon with a group of people, and I'm just going to choose to try to rally the people around me to actually like have a meaningful time and not just be goofy and be reckless, and I'm going to encourage other people around me to sort of step it up. This is kind of awkward because I know a lot of people like the flavor party cake, but I'm not asking you to come up if you want the party cake flavor. I'm saying, will you be an example, even to the adults, at the next party you go to, on what it means to love the Lord out loud? Here you go, if that's you. All right, there you go. Sweet. All right, now, this next one I'm really fond of for a number of reasons. Sour PEEPS. Sour PEEPS. You know how it's funny to you to pick on certain people in your friend circle, and to you it's just a joke? Have you ever thought about if it's truly received as a joke to them? Do you know how, like, when you find something in another person that is not perfect, like about how they look, or how their body is shaped, or how they speak, or how they do or don't have athletic ability? You know how you can, it's almost like finding a sweater and just pulling on that one string. To you, you're just pulling on a string. To them, you are unraveling them. Please listen. Please listen. This one's huge. This one right here, I'm so sick of. I can't tell you how sick I am of it. Because it happens in Christian circles way more than it should. We push each other around with our words all the time, and when somebody has the courage to say, hey, can you please not do that? We say, I was just joking, you need thicker skin. We are sour with our words. And we give each other permission to do that in our friend circles, maybe even in our small group circles. And there are times I've played games with you guys online at times. I've watched people leave games because of just the smack talk going on. And you're like, that's just what you do in a game. No, it's what people do in a game. It's not what you have to do in a game. So I'm just going to challenge us all to do better in this area. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, but please know that your freedom can hurt other people. And I gotta just tell you, I've had to really grow in this, and I'm always going, how did the last thing I say, how could I have said that differently? And it kills me when I kill a friendship because one word or two words I said, not on purpose, was taken the wrong way. And I'm like, man, I just wanna make that better. So let's take this one in here, listen. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. Do not let any unwholesome talk. You're like, well, that's just what we do in our family. Well, how about you change that? This is not from me. This is from the scriptures. This is God telling us. Don't settle for it. Quit smack talking each other. Step it up. Think about the last time you said something that for you was just a joke. You looked at the facial feature of somebody else and you're like, oh, look at that whatever. And maybe they didn't hear it, and so you think you got away with it. But listen, let's just stop being sour. Let's start speaking life into each other. Let's practice it right now. Turn to somebody next to you and say something that is actually encouraging to that person. Do it. Do it right now. Say something. Go on. All right. Did you do it? Yeah? Did you do it? If you didn't do it, that's on you. I can't make you do it. That's on you. All right. I would like a lady who would like these. A lady who would like these. Hey, Ellie. Hey, Ellie. Ellie. Okay, here's the criteria. When you hear sour talk, you got to speak into it and try to shut it down, okay? All right, good. You got it. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Also in our lives, we have what I would call bad idea peeps. Bad idea peeps. This is just a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. I don't know who thought putting cinnamon and hot tamales into a peep was a good idea. I'm calling that a bad idea. These are bad ideas. These are the people, when you're around, they just say, it doesn't matter, do it anyway. These are the people who encourage you to cave into whatever you're feeling in the moment, or whatever really they're feeling in the moment. This is that friend in your life who says, let's go out and grab the sticks and hit rabbits. This is that person. Or this could be, for some of you, it could be somebody you're interested in dating, and you know that person will take you away from God. But you don't care because they're a hot tamale, and you want a hot tamale. You're like, that's a hot tamale. I want a hot tamale in my life. It's a bad idea. I'm just telling you right now. It's a bad idea. So, yeah, please don't use that. Don't go up to somebody and that you're crushing on and go like, so you're my hot tamale. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And you're like, yeah, but I'm stronger than the temptation to be around them. Well, I'm just gonna, don't raise your hand on this, okay? Don't raise your hand on this. But think about if you struggle with ever like saying a bad word every once in a while, or like just venting, and you learn profanity from somebody else. It's not like you were a kid and you knew those words. We learn the things we know we shouldn't do from other people that are around us. And because of that, I want to just show you two things. It says in 1 Corinthians 15:33, it says, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Why do you think it starts by saying, do not be misled? Why is that important? Because you can be misled. That's pretty simple. So don't be misled, which means you are capable of being misled in this area. Bad company corrupts good character. You're like, well, not me. Well, listen to this one. Can a man carry fire next to his chest and his clothes and not be burned? Or can one walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? So for what it's worth, hot tamales in your life? Hot tamales in your life? Who are they? Do you know who they are? Do you know who that person is that's going to cause you to look at what you know is right and say, it doesn't matter? Or you're really taking it way too seriously. Or come on, loosen up and have some fun. Or come on, I love you. I love you. Don't you love me? Well then, be my hot tamale. I'll be yours. That just sounds really gross. That just sounds really gross. Hey, we've all got one. We've all got a hot tamale in our lives, okay? If you know who yours is, and you know you're willing to take a step away from that relationship being what it's been in your life, come on up here and take this. If you know you have a hot tamale in your life, and you know that it's time to take a step away from that, come on up here and take this out of my hand. Please make sure whatever that needs to happen in that situation, it does. All right, I got just a couple more left. Sparkly peeps. Sparkly peeps. What in the world is a sparkly peep? You might be wondering. Okay. Now, again, I have a representation of the sparkly peep up here. This one happens to be cotton candy. I think Sauk Rapids actually has the real sparkly peep. So, sparkly peeps. There are people in your life who have something unique about them. Something that is different than you. It could be fine. It could be sinful. It could be great. But in your life, you are surrounded by people in your life who are, to you, a sparkly peep. Maybe you can't throw a football spiral to save your life. And they're sleeping and they're throwing them. You're like, how? How are you doing that, right? maybe that's it. Or maybe you can't sing or dance, and they're just like in every play and they're in every song, and like that's just their thing. It could be that they have a flair for dressing that you do not. Like you look at them and you're like, what, did somebody like put clothes on you professionally? Like it's just insane. And then there are others in your life who there is something that is so unique about them that is different than you that it even can cause a rift in the friendship. It's their sparkly thing. By the way, you have a sparkly thing too. You just maybe don't know what it is. But all of us have a sparkly thing. But here's what I want to just point out to you. Is when the sparkly thing becomes a matter of pride, becomes a matter of arrogance, then it's actually a really bad thing. Listen to these passages here on this. It says, pride leads to disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. God wants to warn us about our pride in the things that are sparkly to us. Again, for you, it might be, I am able to do whatever I want to on the field, or I can lift 400 more pounds than that person can. That's why I will never tell anybody here with any accuracy, despite all the questions, what I can or cannot do in the gym. Because I'm not doing it. I'm not answering that question. But because it doesn't matter. Whatever I can do is a matter of like, that's just my thing. But I'm not meant to be showy about it. I'm not meant to put a big spotlight on it. If I'm able to do it well and other people go, great, that's on them. But I am not seeking that. We shouldn't seek pride. We shouldn't look for ways to be proud of the things that make us sparkly. If anything, just do them to the glory of God, like we read earlier. Listen, it says this here, talk no more so very proudly. Let not arrogance come from your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. Whatever God gave you to do that's awesome, just be awesome and do that thing. Not to get likes, not to get more followers, not to build your platform, but because you're just good at it. And if it is a matter of sin that you are proud of, maybe it's time to be honest with that. Maybe it's time to say, I was talking to this guy in my class who he told me he's just really good at drag racing. Like he's really, really good at it. And I said, like, how so? He goes, so much so that I shouldn't tell you how good I am at it. And I said, what does that mean? He says, illegal stuff. And I said, but you're telling me you're good at it. He said, yeah. And I said, but you're also telling me you shouldn't be doing it. He said, yeah. And I said, okay, I'm just going to leave that with you because it sounds like those two things don't belong together. If you know it's sinful and yet you're choosing pride, something needs to happen there. I believe the Lord wants to speak to you about that. And here's the last one. These are classic. Oh, by the way, sorry. Cotton candy, okay? Hang on. Thank you, Christian. I didn't even tell you what you got to do to get it. Okay, that's great. So here's, this is it, okay? If you are willing to take whatever your sparkly thing is to the Lord and let him speak to you about that, here you go. There you go. Okay, great. Okay, fun. Classic PEEPS. Last but not least, classic PEEPS. Classic PEEPS. Classic PEEPS. Okay, let me just tell you something kind of sad. According to a study that was done by the Florida Atlantic University, only 1% of friendships that were started in 7th grade lasted for 5 years. If they lasted a year, 76% dissolved within that first year. And if they made it past the year, 64% dissolved within 3 years. The friendships that you might start in 7th grade when you're 12 or 13, about 1% of those may actually last if you just follow the natural way that friendships work. You have another choice, though. You have another choice. You see, I think we need to take the question, what matters to you, and we need to ask it to God and say, God, when it comes to the foundation of my life, when it comes to the friendships in my life, what matters to you? That's the question. God, what matters to you? Put that question up, please. What matters to you? To him, to you. And so if that is what the real question is, what matters, God, to you, then the next question is, what is God calling you to reset? What is God calling you to reset? Think about your relationships, your truth, your purpose. How does God want to reset your relationships? How does God want to reset the truth in your life? How does God want to reset your purpose? I think this is how. And it's one tiny little verse. And I think if you learn it and you live it, everything can change. Your friendships can change so much more. It says in 1 Thessalonians 5:11, so encourage each other and build each other up just as you are already doing. This was written to a group of people that were doing this really well. And the Apostle Paul, who wrote this, he said, hey, by the way, everybody, you're doing great. Keep doing that. If you encourage each other and you build each other up, that's amazing. You see, classic PEEPS are great. They're fun. They're ultimately sugary. Here we go. I'm throwing this. Keep an eye out. Here we go. It's great. Have at it in Sauk Rapids. If you encourage each other and build each other up, okay, so let's think about this for a second. That means that when you get together to socialize, you're not gossiping. That means when you get together with your friends from childhood, you're not just being friends because you've been friends from childhood. You're having those occasional like let's talk about something meaningful moments. When you're at the party, you're not just partying. You are leading people to the Lord in how you live. When you're with a group of people, you're not just being sour and being sarcastic and going, I was just kidding. You're the one who has to grow up. When you're with those people who are like bad ideas for your life, you're influencing them and they're not influencing you. When you're with your sparkly friends and your friends are, calling you a sparkly person, you're taking your talents and you're doing something awesome with them in God's direction, not to build yourself up, but to show honor to the one who gave them to you. And if you're off in what you're sparkly about, to take that to God too and say, God, reset me with humility. And then finally, the classic PEEPS, it's good to have friendships. I have friendships with a lot of people that I am trying to move in this direction, some faster than others. But this is how you do it. You do it by saying yes to God. You do it by saying yes to what he wants for your friendships. And if you do those things, then maybe when somebody makes a claim and says, oh, these are the best cookies in the world, you can say, actually, I'm kind of aware of what truth is and what truth isn't. And, those are just cookies. That's one thing. But if somebody were to say to you, this is the truth and you have to absolutely follow it, you can say, hang on a second, let me make sure that that's really the truth. And that's one of the reasons why, guys, I want to encourage you tonight before we get ready to head to our small groups, that you would just pause and take all of this to God and decide, will you say yes to him and will you say yes to his plan for friendships? So let me pray with you. And I want just to invite you right now, guys, just kind of settle down for a second. Would you just join me in praying? I'm going to pray too. And let's just pray and just, God, we invite you to be our best friend, to lead us, to guide us. And we say yes to a relationship with you that changes us. Jesus, you came to earth to die on a cross for our sins. And so each of us right now, just considering that, we choose to say yes to you as our Savior. So that this can actually be possible, that you would change us first. Come into my life right now. And God, help me to follow your plan for friendships and to not forget it. I pray this in your name, Jesus. Amen. Want to help you with this, guys. And so as you leave, we actually have, I'm just going to call it the PEEP Challenge, okay? It's a bingo card. And I'm going to challenge you, however you can, to get 6 in a row between now and next Wednesday. Some of these are going to take a little bit more time. You decide what it's going to look like, what it's going to be, but on your way out, you're going to get a PEEPS bingo card. And these are challenges, everything from call up a friend you haven't talked to in a while and start the friendship again, to, hey, maybe it's time for you to own that you've been that sourpuss in your friendships. You've been the one who's been like, yep, and I got to own it and go back and take some time to own that. So on your way out in a few moments, you can grab those. Also, a couple quick things. We are on a new schedule on Wednesday nights. And because of that, we want to ask you guys, band, come on up. We want to ask you guys tonight in your small group to take about 20 minutes or so in your small group to to just go through the questions that are before you. And then if you want to come up and grab some ice cream, tonight we have ice cream sundaes as well that you can indulge with your friends in. Our band is going to lead us in one last song. It's a great song of surrender. It's a great song to be with a buddy, or if you don't have one, find a buddy, or just sing out to God and let God be your buddy tonight. But let's do this. Can we just sing together? Even if you're not a singer, would you come on out and let's worship with the band here, and I'll come right on out and lead us in a closing moment.
All my words fall short. I got nothing new. How could I express all my gratitude? I could sing these songs as I often do. Every song must end, and you never do. So I throw up my hands. So I throw up my hands and praise you again and again. 'Cause all that I have is a hallelujah. Hallelujah. And I know it's not much, that nothing else fit for a king, except for a heart singing hallelujah. Hallelujah. I've got one response. I've got just one move. With my arms stretched wide, I will worship you. So I throw up my hands and praise you again and again. 'Cause all that I have is a hallelujah. Hallelujah. And I know it's not much, that nothing else fit for a king, except for a heart singing hallelujah. Hallelujah. So come on, my soul. Oh, don't you get shy on me. Lift up your song. 'Cause you've got a lion inside of those lungs. Get up and praise the Lord. Sing it again, guys. Oh, come on, my soul. Oh, don't you get shy on me. Lift up your song. 'Cause you've got a lion inside of those lungs. Get up and praise the Lord. Oh, come on, my soul. Oh, don't you get shy on me. Lift up your song. 'Cause you've got a lion inside of those lungs. Get up and praise the Lord. So I throw up my hands, praise you again and again.
Awesome, man. All right, we're